Hey, it's me, Dax Moy from Fitness Marketing Made Simple, back with another short video. And this video is really about the concept of feature creep. Now, what is feature creep? It sounds a bit weird, right? Like some dodgy dude following you around the place. Right, feature creep here. Feature creep is this. Very common in kind of the electronics and in the technical industries, okay, where the idea is to keep adding and keep adding and keep adding and keep adding and keep adding new software, new bits, new gizmos, new gadgets, new apps, right? Until eventually the app or the gizmo or the gadget or the electronic item eventually gets overwhelmed. Like people forget what the aim of the product was in the first place, or it becomes so complex, it has so many moving parts, it has so many aspects to it, that people fail to use it as the tool it was designed for, right? So I've been thinking about this quite a lot and seeing a lot of personal trainers struggle with their fitness businesses, so particularly a lot of bootcamp instructors struggling with their businesses, because I think their businesses have gotten a bit confused. And I think that feature creep has come in. And to begin with, it all sounded like a really great idea, right? It was this: hey, you're just offering a boot camp. Why don't you add value? And add value by building in some recipes and meal plans. Great. So you're building in recipes and meal plans. Then it's like, that's great, but everyone's building in recipes and meal plans. Why don't you take it up and build a membership site where people can go, right, so now you've got recipes and meal plans and you've got a membership site. And then it's, okay, you've got recipes and meal plans, but everyone's doing that now. So why don't you make yours a bit more different, a bit more special, and start to create kind of individualized Facebook groups where only they can go to. So now everyone's got the recipes, everyone's got the membership site, everyone's got the Facebook groups, right? And now it's like, okay, well, everyone's doing that. What should we do next? And the what should we do next starts to say, hey, every week or every month, let's have a couple of webinars and strategy sessions, and every month let's start adding in these extra bits and these extra bits and these extra bits. And before you know it, when you really think about it, you're offering probably more to your bootcamp clients who are paying you a lot less for your services than you were ever offering to your one-to-one clients. Okay, so what this does is it undermines your one-to-one services, and before you know it, because everyone has a tendency to jump on the same bandwagon, they look across at the person who's running a great bootcamp who seems to have a lot of signups, and they themselves start to copy and start to use a lot of the same systems. And I'm not saying it's necessarily wrong, right? But feature creep starts to come in so that people have higher and higher and higher and higher expectations of what a lower and lower and lower and lower priced business model should be offering them, okay? Because they look around and every boot camp in their town is offering them this and 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 this, right? And before you know it, kind of people are doing that for 30 quid a month and 29 quid a month and lower fees. And so what I'm here to kind of remind you of just a little bit, and maybe just get you thinking, and maybe get you asking yourself this question: is all of that really bloody necessary? Is all of that necessary? Is that what people want? You've heard that saying, to a hammer everything looks like a nail. Or you've also heard the other expression, I'm sure, that nobody buys a drill for the drill, they buy it for the hole, right? What that means is quite simply getting your focus back on what people are actually coming to you for, because you're ramping up these services. And yeah, you might be getting 20 or 30 people in your bootcamp, although that said, there are less and less people with those bigger numbers now, right? But you may be getting a few people in your bootcamp, but geez, you're really servicing them. And all the amount of time that you're spending in your Facebook communities and all the amount of time that you're spending online and just trying to keep them ticking over and keep them happy is probably adding up to more effort than you were ever doing when you were doing your one-to-one, right? So there's all these people out there saying just how much more money you can make when you get 20, 30 people paying you for 1 hour of your life. But you know damn well you're not spending 1 hour of your life looking after those 20, 30 people, right? You know that you're doing all the background stuff and creating all this other content and just to keep them happy. The reality of it is that you're probably spending more time for less money than you ever have in your life. You've got less time to yourself. You've got less time, very few personal trainers, very few bootcamp instructors especially, have got any time to themselves when they get home in the evenings because they're trying to administer all of these balls that they're juggling all at once, okay? Ask yourself, is this what people really want? Is it just because they've come to expect it doesn't mean that they want it? Right? What do people want? Focus on getting the result. And in fact, if you don't offer those things, or if you're thinking of taking those things away, make Make a song and dance about the fact that you're taking it away. Look, I'm not going to overwhelm you with, you're already busy, you're already struggling to fit all this shit in, and I'm not going to overwhelm you with this group that you have to check into 5 times a day, and you have to tag this, and you have to do this, and you have to do this. Start taking it away, and just watch the relief on your boot campers' faces, and watch the relief on your family's face, and feel the relief yourself as you start to go back to what really matters. Okay, so I'm sure I'm going to get a bit of stick. I'm sure I'm going to get a bit of backlash from this, saying that we're taking away value, and that kind of I'm delivering so much and it's amazing and my clients absolutely love it. I'm sure, right? That's the question. Isn't is it of value? But is adding more, is feature creep actually adding more value to what you do, or is it taking away? Really ask yourself the question and really answer it genuinely, truthfully, honestly, and just ask yourself what would happen if you started to take some of these things away, and even potentially increase the value of them, both financially and to your boot campers, by adding them in as extra paid services again, so that people are actually taking seriously your meal plans. People are taking seriously all this other stuff. They're not just kind of having it all lumped in one big hit, like the way so many people are doing it right now. So you've got that. Well, I mean, you've got any choice you want, right? Clearly, you can continue doing things the way you're doing. You can start to reduce the feature creep, take things back out, or you can keep everything where it is, but start to gradually increase the price and say, hey, look, kind of, I'm giving you all this stuff. If you want all of it, this is the price. If you only want part of it, this is the price. If you want the tiniest bit of it, then that's the price. Okay, but so that you start to push higher end with your bootcamp pricing, as opposed to pushing higher and higher end in terms of the service that you're giving, but not making any more money from it. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I'd really love to hear your feedback on that. I'd love to hear what's going through your mind, whether you think I'm talking shit, whether you think, geez, that's the first person who said that to me, and I really realized that I'm giving away far too much for the amount of effort that I'm putting in. I would love to hear either way. This has been me, Dax Moy from Fitness Marketing Made Simple. Take care.